Hello, it's Steve here, and I'm here again with my phone. And now, the last time I did a recording, because I'm using my phone and with the screen turned away, I can't see the orientation. So, so the last time I was out here, for most of the video, I was holding the phone up, so the image was coming out upside down. So sorry for that. I've got that figured out now, so I know the right way to hold it up whilst out here. So hopefully from now on it will be the right way up. So I'm here again. This is a birthday rant today. Weather's not very nice. It's grey, pockets of drizzle. Tide's coming in this time round. Remember the last video, it was going out. So, now that I know how to hold the phone the right way around, the rant today. Today's rant out here, where I can yell and shout, rage into that good night, and nobody can hear me. That's wonderful out here, actually. So I'm going to have a think for a minute and try to remember what I was going to rant about today. Okay, yeah, I've thought of something. The rant today, maybe it's me, maybe I've got high intolerance levels, but what I'm going to rant about today is when you're travelling on public transport, how annoying some people are. Right. So, you've got a bus journey, particularly if it's quite a long bus journey. Right. During long bus journeys, I've encountered non-stop crying babies, screaming kids, people who sit in the seat behind you and they just go like this. They go. Really loud sniffing up their nose. And, when you've had about 20 minutes of that, non-stop, you want to turn around to the person and go, have you ever tried blowing your nose? You're sniffing all the time. Snort, sniff. If your nose is blocked, do you have a cold? Have you tried getting a tissue out and blowing your damn nose? But, people just sort of sit there and they just sniff constantly. They cough. Somebody in the seat behind you can cough over you. And then there's the whole winter months. Throughout the winter months, people will get on buses and trains, public transport, when they are ill. When they've got the flu, when they've got a heavy cold, and then they cough and sneeze over other passengers, and they spread their germs to everybody, and then everybody else gets it. It infuriates me. So when you're on long bus journeys, you've got people constantly, people having 2 hour long conversations on their mobile phone. Then you've got their mobile, because sometimes I've been on overnight journeys where you've been travelling overnight during the overnight hours, where people are particularly supposed to show some consideration because, some people try to get a bit of sleep during these overnight services. And here we are, 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning, somebody's phone goes off, bleep, bleep, bleep. They've got the volume turned right up on their ringtone, and it's bleep, 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 bleep. And, then they take the call and what have you, and you think to yourself, who the hell is ringing this person at 5 a.m.? Can it wait? Unless it's an emergency. Can it wait? So all these things disturb other people when you're on a long distance coach journey. So I decided to rant about that. The drizzle's coming in pretty heavy right now, so the phone might be getting a bit wet. So where am I? 6 minutes on the clock. Might have to stop this shortly, just because of the weather conditions. Yeah, long distance journeys on public transport can be a bit annoying sometimes. Also, when you're on long distance bus journeys, coach journeys, you've got the constant issue of people, they rattle around their little plastic bags, and then they'll pull out the packets of sweets, crisps, and then they rattle open the sweet wrappers and munch, 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 crisps, etc., etc. People eat a lot during long distance coach journeys, probably because they're bored. But from my perspective, it's like the good old-fashioned way of doing things. If you get up in the morning and you have a good hearty breakfast before you even leave the house, you're not going to feel the need to munch on snack food all day long, because you've had a hearty breakfast, so that that will keep you going for the majority of the day, if you have a decent breakfast first thing in the morning. But I get the impression that a lot of people get up late and sleep as long as they can, get up late, so they just get up, throw some clothes on, and then they just fly out the door to do things, without even having breakfast. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And then there's other stuff going on there with, sometimes you'll get somebody in the seat behind you and they'll constantly slam their knees into the seat that you're in front of them. They'll slam their knees into your back and they'll jolt your back on a regular basis. I find that really annoying. And then there's the pull-down tray that people have, these long-distance coaches like National Express, Megabus. The tray that people pull down on the back of the seat. That would be the back of the seat of the person in front. Sometimes people really slam that tray back up, and again the person who's sitting in the seat in front gets a big jolt in the back when they do that. It's not like, a bit of consideration goes a long way. But there seems to be quite a lack of it these days. So there's my rant. Travelling on public transport. I'm pretty much done with that. There's one other thing I can think of regarding this. which I find quite bizarre because with the law, you've got people in cars or any other form of transport required to wear a seatbelt. So obviously a person, if the police catch somebody not wearing their seatbelt, they're going to get prosecuted. If you get on in the UK, if you get a National Express coach journey, they strongly advise people to put their seatbelts on. They say stuff like you're required to wear your seatbelt during the journey because the National Express coaches go up onto the motorways and all that stuff. But on the local buses, which includes buses which go from North Devon to South Devon, Exeter and places like that, the local buses, there are no seatbelts. No seatbelts whatsoever apart from the driver. So you go from a situation where on the local buses people do not wear seatbelts. I've seen situations where, some parents allow their kids to career up and down the aisles of the bus on a scooter whilst the bus is moving. And now I'm thinking to myself, how dumb. I can see a day coming where the bus driver will have to suddenly apply. Oh, nearly dropped the phone there. Suddenly apply the brakes in an emergency. Vehicle in front hits the brakes. Bus driver has to hit the brakes sharply. Some kid on a scooter is going up and down the aisles of the bus at the time. I can see them going through the front windshield. Bit of common sense required here. Anyway, I think I've ranted enough. This is supposed to be a day of celebration, and here I am ranting. So, I'll wrap this up, but I wanted to get that off my chest. And see you next time. What a fantastic... well, the weather's not that great, but still quite a nice day nonetheless. See you next time.